Yeah. And we are going to stand feet hip width apart. So I'm standing from the side. Just check your alignment. Make sure that you're sort of, put your hands on your hips and then just tilt your pelvis forward. Come back into center. Tilt it back. Forward. Center. Forward. Center. Back. So keep just rocking through the hips. Center. Back. Okay, and just find that, then come slowly to imagine you know, this is a bucket of water and you're tipping it out the front. Then it comes to a standstill in the middle, and then as you tuck your tailbone under, it comes into a nice alignment here. Okay, and just keep that bucket of water there so it's nice and level. Okay, and then you're just going to take, lift up the toes, and then place them, feel the weight through both the ball of your foot and the heel of your foot, okay? And then just start to lengthen up. Through, feel like you're taking a breath all the way from your pubic bone, so it's traveling all the way from the base of the spine, all the way up through to the crown of your head. As you lengthen through your spine, you're dropping your chin, not lifting your chin, but dropping it slightly, so relax the jaw, and just imagine a piece of string is pulling you up from the crown of your head. I'm actually taking a piece of my hair, pulling myself up from the crown of my head, just to demonstrate. Soften those shoulders, just let them soften, okay? Because the shoulders naturally round a little bit, but what we want to prevent is pushing them back too far or letting them just take this natural convex shape that they do when we do a lot of work at a desk. Okay, and just let them just feel heavy at the side and relax your shoulders. Or you can obviously put your toes down now. Make sure your weight stays in the beginning, you know, in the 50% in the front and 50% in the back of your feet. Okay, and then just take a nice big breath. You can place your hand on your tummy and one on the sort of base of your ribs and just feel your breath moving your body. So lengthen up through the spine. Feel the air fill up into the lungs, and then exhale. Feel how the breath takes a space up in the abdominals now, drawing the breath into the width of the lungs, and exhaling. Inhaling, and exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Okay, someone else needs to come in the class. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Is Amy there? No. Okay, so okay, now we're going to take one hand up to the ceiling and reach away, really lengthen through those fingertips. My fingertips have gone through the screens, you can see. And then we're going to lower those arms down and just push that air away by pushing your palm out wide. Inhale and reaching up with the other arm. And lengthen all the way through those fingertips. Make sure you're pushing down with your feet through the floor and you're not tilting back into your pelvis and arching in your lower back. So keep that pelvis tucked under. You can see from the side, not that, but just tuck it under like that. And then push the air away as you lengthen down the side. Okay. Reach the shoulders up towards the ears and then open them back, round and down. You see me holding my hands there so I can just show you. And then lifting up to the ears, pushing them slightly back, opening up that chest. Feel an openness across that chest as you open it and sink those shoulders down. And we'll do that one more time. That's really lovely. And down. Excellent. Lifting up. And down. Good. Now we're going to protract those shoulders round and forward, tuck the tailbone in and kind of scoop into the spine at the same time, using those abdominals, tuck the pelvis, tilt the pelvis back and just scoop in and exhale. Open out the chest, send the arms back like you're flying through the air, lift the chin and scoop the abdominals in, tuck that tailbone underneath, okay, and round through the chest and open out. Lifting up and inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. That's good. Right, so we're going to now take a little bit of a squat, okay? Bend those knees. Make sure your feet are hip width apart, okay? And your knees are sort of looking like they're over the mid part of your foot, okay? Lift up the toes so you feel balanced through the whole foot. And now lower them down and feel that balance in the heel, in the center point of the heel and across the ball of the feet, okay? And then lower those toes down and send that weight slightly gently in the back. Tuck that tailbone under now, so you've got a lot more support for your lower back and your abdominals are contracting. And then you're going to lift your arms out in front of you, lift them up. And then as you bring them down, you're going to push up with your inner thighs and your glutes and squeeze up, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Inhale, lifting the arms up, sitting down into that squat. And exhale, coming back up. Lengthen, lengthen through the crown of your head. Inhale and exhale, push up. And inhale, lengthen forward, shoulders back, and lengthen back up. Okay, and one more time. Lengthening, arms reaching away, tuck that tailbone under, and coming back up. Very nice. So I'm going to face you again so I can show you what my feet are going to do. So we're going to rise up onto the balls of our feet now. I want you to be very careful with the ankles. The ankles can do several things here. So it's all about balance. If you need to bring in a chair quickly or go closer to a wall or some support, then feel free to do that. What we're going to do is tuck that tailbone under, lengthen up through the core, engage the muscles around that big band here. Okay, so you want to feel like you're sort of zipping up through the center. And then we're going to rise up, lifting the heels and tucking that tailbone under just a little and then lifting up onto the toes. So if it's not too all black on black, you can see my ankles. Watch that your ankles are not doing like that. So going out to the side or rolling in too much. Okay, you really want a nice sort of even space between your inner thighs and legs. And then we're just going to lower back down. Okay, initially if you are weaker in the ankles, it does come over time and practice. And this is a very good exercise. So rising up and down on your ankles to strengthen the calves, the inner thighs, and the arches of your foot. Okay, and lifting up, pushing down to the ball of the feet and lower down. Okay, I'll move to the side. You can stay where you are. I'm going to move to the side. So we're going to lift up. Okay, hands on your hips if you'd like to. I'm going to lower down in that squat. Okay, keep the separation between your inner thighs quite consistent. And then we're going to lengthen the arms in front of us and then bring the hands to the chest and sit down a little bit lower if you can. Pushing back up, reaching away, keeping on your tiptoes, and then lower the heels back down. Arms down to your side. Okay, so we'll try that one more time. So we're going to lift up onto the heels. Okay, try and keep those ankles facing forward and not rotating and rolling over to the side. And it can just be a little lift. It doesn't have to be very, very high, not like a ballerina. It can just be a centimeter off the ground. And then you're just going to sit down into that squat, tucking that tailbone under, feeling nice and controlled in the core. Lengthen up, bring your arms to your chest, breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. And reaching back up, reaching, keeping, avoid the wobbles there if you can, and then keeping back up on your toes, and then lower the heels back down. Okay, right, so we're going to now come into a position called a scooter, and we're going to sort of build on what we've just been warming up into. So we're going to squat into that position, and then we're going to send one foot back. Okay, so you want to lengthen that one foot back. Not trying to twist or tilt the hips, you just want those hips facing front on, nice square alignment through the pelvis. Keep that slight tuck in the pelvis as you lengthen that leg back, as you're going into leg extension here, so the glutes and the hamstrings are fired on. Okay, and then we're going to bring this leg into a bend, keeping this leg bent the whole time, and do a toe tap, and lengthen back, tap, lengthen back, tap. As I said, if you need a chair or anything for support or a wall, do feel free. Focus on one spot on the floor or the wall. So that you can get that. We're going to do 5 more here. Okay, 4 and 5. Okay, and whoops, I wobbled as I come in and then push back up. And we just walk it out a bit, keep some circulation going. Okay, and then we'll go on to the other foot. I'll move my mat a little bit back. The back curling is slightly bothering me. Pedantic more. Okay, so we're going to take that squat, tuck that tailbone in slightly and engage those inner thighs. And we're going to get ready to stable ourselves on one foot. And one side is very different to the other. So I feel much more insecure on this one side. So I don't know about you, it might be the opposite. And we're going to come back to a toe tap and lengthen. Toe tap and lengthen. Keeping that chin down. Okay, so you don't want to ruin the alignment of your neck. Your neck stays long at the back. Your shoulders are relaxed. Okay, toe tap. Okay, and we'll go 5 more. 1. You still with me? 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, bend the legs, stretch up. Okay, hands out to the side. We're just going to walk it out Keep that circulation going. Lift up onto your toes and lower down, lifting up and lowering down. And we're going to go back into a scooter now, but we're going to advance it. If you feel more comfortable in staying where you were at the first level we showed you, that's fine, carry on. So it's just taking it back with a toe tapping them here, so keep that bend. Or you're going to then go to this one now, lengthen back, and then you just bring it in for a bend. It's not touching the floor. Okay, so it's a balance challenge extraordinaire. And we'll do 3, 4, 5, and then another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, bend, come in. Just checking the screen in case I've not left anyone else know you also. Okay, and then I'm going to bend my legs again, get ready for the scooter on the second side. Again, stay with the level that you're comfortable with, and it's not about your lack of capability, it's about working where your core is comfortable. We build from the foundations in Pilates. So we're going to bend both legs, and we send one back in extension and straight, and then keep it in for a bend, and don't let it toe tap, or you're toe tapping. So it's up to you. You choose one or the other and work with it. And we do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay? And maybe if you want to change the 5 now, so you either go back to toe tapping or go lifting. 1, 2, 3, don't forget to breathe, 4, and 5. Okay, and walk it out. We're going to take ourselves back to the edge of the mat now, and we're going to flow from a roll down into a plank, then we're going to come back up. Okay, so it's a bit more of dynamic movement, a little bit more intense now. And keep breathing, don't hold your breath during plank. And if it's difficult, you can always come down onto the plank, which is on your elbows and forearms, okay? And make sure your shoulders sink back towards your hips. Don't lean into your shoulders and plank. So we're going to lengthen up through the crown of our head, making sure the weight is equally dispersed through the heels and the balls of our feet, okay? Tucking the tailbone under, engaging the abdominals, relaxing those shoulders down by the side. We're just going to inhale and exhale, dropping chin to chest. Rounding those shoulders down, and imagine you've got weighted balls in your hands and they're drawing you down towards the floor. Scoop those abdominals in towards your spine and scoop in that spine. Imagine you're rounding over a big ball. Put a tiny micro bend in the knees if needed. Try not to sit your weight back into your hips like that, but try and keep it weight evenly through the balls of your feet. Let your head relax so you're long through the back of the neck. And really go down the spine for the first time at least, vertebra by vertebra. I mean, we always do, but I mean, take a little bit more care and concentration. Inhaling. Make sure that you press down to the heels. Now you can lift the toes and you get a deeper stretch to the backs of the legs. Inhale and exhale. We're going to walk it forward now. Okay. You can still see me, I think. And I'm walking into a full plank. You might be wanting to come down here. Okay, but make sure if you're down on your forearms, and if you can still see me, I'll come and change the screen now, that you're not disappearing into keeping your tailbone too high and you're down on your forearms. Okay, so what I want, let's make sure you're here, there. Good. Okay, so I'm going to roll down into my plank. Okay, so this is option 1. Okay, make sure that you're nice and aligned here. Okay, pushing down into your feet, into your heels, and also keeping that nice alignment, not pushing too far forward on your upper body or too far back into your heels, okay? You want nice and level. Or you're up here, and your shoulders are receding towards your hips, and you're nice and long through the upper body. And inhale, and then exhale, walk it back all the way to standing position. Drop your head, inhale, and then just rotate your neck to the side, left and right. And then nod it up, yes and no, up and down. Inhaling, exhaling, rolling, all the way up, pushing down to the feet, and coming up to a nice standing position. And feel your spine having a little bit more movement in between this vertebra now, and lengthen a little bit more. Okay, inhale and exhale, chin to chest. Tucking the tailbone under and rolling down. Okay, a little tiny bend in the knees, just a tiny, tiny bend to prevent yourself from hyperextending into those knees. And now we're walking it forward into either variation of a plank. You can also bring your knees down if that's better for you. Work with what's better for you. Doesn't matter what someone else is doing. And you really can't see them because they're in someone else's house. So there you go. Okay, inhaling, lengthening through the crown of your head, drawing your abdominals in, softening those ribs so that they close in a little bit more. And widen your hands so that you're really pressing through those hands. Okay, lengthen into the back of your heels a little bit more, but don't take all the weight back there. And just have a nice, even position here. We're going to hold it for one more until you feel that that stomach's really contracting. You can feel it contracting all the way from your lower abdominals into your ribs. Inhaling and exhaling, push that tailbone back up into the air. Walk those hands back, 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 back. Take a bend in the knees, hold the hands on the floor and push back up. Okay? Bend in the knees, it's like a little mini squat and push back up. Woo. Bending in the knees and pushing back up. And then we're going to roll all the way back up on the next breath. Pushing down to the floor as we lengthen up through the body. Inhale here and exhale, rolling down. Okay. And so we're going to take a little bend in the knees and we're going to walk forward into our plank. Okay, excellent. And take the plank that you're comfortable in. Get those shoulders right, not leaning too much into the weight into the shoulders. Engaging those sort of hip flexors, glutes, abdominals, and lengthening through the body. You want to think of one long, smooth arrow flying through the sky. We're going to hold it here for one more breath. Inhaling, exhaling, inhale, and exhale back up. Staying downward dog here. Take those shoulders wider so that they don't feel like they're coming in to pinch one another, and the hands are wide on the mat. And then just walk the legs out. Push back into those heels, have a little stretch, take it as slow or as fast as you want, just to really find that benefit for you. So see if you notice any change in your body right now. Okay, and then we're going to bring those knees down. Okay, and we're going to bring the hands to as wide as the mat or just outside, so a nice boxy shape. Knees are under the hips. Going to keep those toes curled under, and we're going to inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to push those knees up and hover off the mat and lower down. Inhale, keep long through the back of the neck, don't lift the chin up, and keep looking down at your mat. And exhale, push back up and lower down. Okay, we'll do 3 more. So we're drawing those abdominals in to support that lifting. Inner thighs are engaged but not touching. Inhaling, and don't be sort of pushing, rather push down through your palms of your hands and into your shoulders. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down, and exhale up, and inhale down. Right, connect the toes, separate the knees, and we're going to come into a child's pose to stretch out that spine, and just take a moment to catch up with our breath. Inhale, exhale. As you inhale, allow the spine to take as much space as it needs, so maybe the spine lifts through the breath, and exhale, it just sort of floats back down to the floor and finds a little bit more length, sending that tailbone back a little bit more. Inhaling and exhaling. Pushing back up onto all fours. We're going to come and just take a little bit of a spinal rotation quickly. So we're going to come and lengthen one hand up to the ceiling, reaching away. Okay, pushing down to the other hand. And then come and bring this hand, thread it through, bringing the shoulder and the head to the floor and lengthen away. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. You really want to feel the space between the ribs as you have that rotation in the upper body. Okay, that's what we're sort of aiming for here. And the further you stretch with your fingertips, the more you'll feel it. Inhale to come back up to center. And exhale back into neutral. Inhale, reaching the other hand up to the ceiling, lengthen away as if you're creating one line from palm of the hand to the other fingertips. Inhaling and exhaling, lengthen underneath the other arm, okay? Supporting arm bends, head and shoulder come to the floor. And what you want to do is breathe in between those shoulder blades and breathe to stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Feel a softening as you exhale. And breathing into that space between those shoulder blades and exhale. Inhaling. Coming back up to center. Okay. We're going to place ourselves on the mat now in a supine seated position. Okay. So here we go. We're going to just make sure we find our neutral alignment. So just rock backwards and forwards on your tailbone and sort of find where you sort of arch quite a lot. So you're sending that tailbone long away from you, your pubic bone's lengthening away from you. You've got quite an exaggerated arch. Inhaling, flatten in sort of into a sort of more neutral position, and then exhale, tilt that pubic, the pubic bone's tilting towards you now. The pelvis is tilting also towards the mat, and you feel like you're flattened against the mat. So just rock a few times, trying to release that lower back. Also a very nice feeling, and it's very, very good for the lower spine. Making sure you're finding your good position in neutral for your shoulders. So let those shoulders sink out to the sides of the mat. Just let them be open. Try and just let go of any tension here between the collarbones and the pecs and the shoulder blades, the shoulder girdle. Okay, and just relax into the mat. So finding that neutral position, your pelvis is sort of parallel to the mat beneath you. You've got a slight sort of curve underneath your lower back. Some people call it a little mouse hole. Some people just say it's enough to spread a hand underneath or see a ray of light under the door. It's just literally that much. Okay, but you're not tilting into your lower back, because that means your abs are not switched on and the lower back's going to do the work for you, which is not what we want. Okay, so just tilt that pubic bone a little bit forward. You could just lengthen yourself, just push it that way forward, but make sure you're not hyper extending there either. Right, so rotate the palms of so move the hands out to the side now, okay, and rotate the palms of the hands up. So you've got a little bit more stability in the shoulders, and this helps rotate the shoulders back as well. Okay, we're going to inhale now, and on the exhale, we're going to lift one foot into tabletop, so 90-degree angle, so knee to hip, inhaling and exhaling, lifting the other leg up to tabletop as well. Okay, this is quite intense. So if this is too intense for you and your core is for whatever reason a little bit weaker or doesn't play today, you lower one leg down, okay? And then just breathe here. I just want you to feel what holding neutral is like with a leg up or two legs up, okay? So if you're going into your lower back and you're flattening against the back of the mat, you've lost your core connection, okay? So you really need to just tilt that pelvis away from you just a little and feel your abdominals contract. But at the same time, make sure you're not arching in your upper back. So you really want those ribs to stay closed down and connect a little bit better. Okay, you can now switch legs if you wanted to see if you can still maintain that. Or if you're still holding two legs, well done, that's great. Okay, so if you're either doing that or with one leg. Okay, inhale and exhale. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have both legs up. We're going to connect the inner thighs, and you're going to point the feet slightly to make sure you just don't overpoint them so they don't cramp. And then you're just going to rock from one side of the pelvis, so one side, to the next. Come back to center and exhale over to the other side. Okay, inhaling back to center and exhale over to the other side. Okay, so it's just a micro movement that I want you to do, because you're wanting to make sure that your pelvis stays in neutral and you're not lifting and using the lower back. Okay, you will lift a little bit from side to side, but you want the abdominals to be in charge, not the lower back here. Okay, because the lower back will be worked sufficiently by using the core correctly, not the other way around. Okay, and so we're just lifting from side to side. You're really pushing down through the backs of your shoulders, and you can lift the arms to a T shape if you want, or lower them down for a little bit more support. And rocking from side to side. Very good. Okay, come back to center. Bring the knees in, tuck the chin into the chest, and just hold yourself here, and you can rock from side to side. And then lower down one leg, and then the other. Okay, placing both hands, palms facing down, next to your hips. Lengthen those fingertips away towards your heels. You've got your heels hip width apart, okay, and in line with those hips. the heels in line with the hips. So you're going to inhale now, lengthen through the back of the neck, make sure that those ribs are nice and soft and engaging down towards the hips, okay? There's no arching going on here. I repeat the same things over and over, but it's so easy how we forget. And then we're going to inhale now and lift one leg up, exhale, lower down. Inhaling, lifting the other leg up, keep that pelvis in neutral, exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up, exhale, lower down. Inhale up, exhale, lower down. Okay, we keep going. And we're going to go up for 2. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, exhale. And keep going. So we're building a pace here, just a slightly quicker pace. Okay. And now you're changing a little bit faster, finding how much harder it is as you move a little bit quicker through this. Okay. Good. Okay, then you're going to place your hands behind your head. Place your lower leg down first. Place your hands behind your head, tuck the chin in, and let that head be heavy in your palms of your hands, okay? Elbows out to your peripheral vision. And then we're going to curl chin to chest, and you're going to now lift one leg up, okay? And then you're going to lift the other leg up. So we're up here and curl up. You will be tilting your pelvis back a little for this, but try not to too much because you don't want it to tilt you that way. You really want the knees to stay at 90 degrees over the hips and the core to be in charge, not the lower back. Okay, that's the difference. Head is heavy in the hands, and we're going to lengthen one leg away, bring it back, switch, okay? Lengthening, and just keep breathing. It doesn't matter if you forget which way is in and which way is out, so we're going to inhale, exhale, inhale. Lengthen that neck into the hands. Don't let the head be pushed by the hands. Okay, now we're going to do it quicker. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Okay, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Hug the knees. Come back in. Okay, now we're going to keep those legs together, and we're going to let the knees, hands are going to slide onto the thighs as you move the legs away from you. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Head is up, chin is tucked. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And now as you exhale, the legs are going to go out and the arms overhead. So inhaling, coming in, exhaling, okay? Arms together, reaching away from you. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. That's great. It's hard work now. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling. Hug one knee and lengthen the other knee away from you. Keep that chin tucked in. Okay, scoop those abdominals in a little bit more. Inhale and exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale. Keep that head and neck up. Inhale, soften those shoulders. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. 3 more. Inhaling, exhaling, and another 2. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and hold it in. Exhale, and uncurl. Down to the mat. Lower the legs one at a time. Okay. Take the arms out to the side, and you're going to keep the heels connected, knees connected, inner thighs connected, and we're going to just rock those knees over to one side, and then rotate the neck over to the other. Okay, and then breathe here, and I want you to let go of the feeling in your hips. I don't want you to feel like you're clinging on the hips. I just want you to feel like those legs are extending away from you because you've loosened up the muscles here in your mind, okay? So breathe in, and then as you exhale, loosen them up. Make sure the ankles stay over the ankles and the knees on the knees. Inhaling, exhaling. And just lengthen those knees away from those hips. Really feel like there's a little bit of like laxity there. Inhaling and exhaling. Make sure your core's engaged so you're not arching into your lower back. Inhale back to center, those knees come together, your head comes back to center, and exhale over to the other side. And lengthen away. I'm going to slip underneath my sofa, whoops. Okay, lengthening the knees away. And just feel like there's space being created between the ribs and the hips. You want to feel an elongation down the side. not an arch into your lower back. There's a slight arch, but you're drawing the abdominals in to support the work here. You're rotating the neck if that's comfortable for you. Take a few breaths here just to let go. Make sure the connection between your knees and your ankles. Inhaling and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale back to center. Okay, so we're going to have the feet hip width apart again. We're going to place the head behind the hands behind the head. Okay, and then we're going to inhale, and then on the exhale, so sink those shoulders down, see your elbows and your peripheral vision, and we're going to push, no, actually, sorry, I was trying to do the wrong exercise with you. We're doing half of the right exercise, but you haven't heard it yet, so it's all in my head. Okay, inhale, and then exhale, curl head, chin to chest. Okay, and then we're going to rotate, opposite elbow to opposite knee, okay? And then come back to center and lower back down. Inhaling, exhale up. Inhale, rotate, opposite knee to opposite elbow, and come back down. Obviously they don't touch, but that's the direction they're going in. I want you to feel like you're rotating at your abdominal belly button, okay? Inhale and exhale, rotate over. So feel the rotation in the center of your core. Come back to center and roll down through those vertebrae. Okay, inhale and exhale, rotate over, elbow to knee, drawing in that direction. You're not leaning on the other side, you're lifted through that chest, and the core is holding you there in a twist. Come back to center and down. Okay, we got to keep going. Inhale, because this is good for the side arm muscles and rotation of the spine. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, back down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, rotate. Inhale, come up. And now we're going to keep changing from side to side. Rotate, center, rotate. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. And then come back down. Okay, we're going to curl head chin to chest now, rolling up, arms parallel off the floor and reaching forward and away from us. So we're curling into those abdominals, okay? And then we're uncurling vertebra by vertebra. And then lower the shoulders down, relax. Take a breath here. Inhale, and then just let your body just relax for a second. Lengthen your feet away from you and take your arms over your head in a full body stretch. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, so we're going to take the arms out to the side again, rotate the palms up, and we're going to just take one leg up to the ceiling, okay? And you can point or flex this foot, okay? If you're going to flex it, you're going to get a bit more of a hamstring workout, okay? So it depends on you and how your hamstrings are set up. If you're quite tight, I'd recommend keeping it in a point. Okay, so we're going to just do small circles. We're going to do 5 circles in one direction and 5 circles in the other. The objective of the game here is to make sure that pelvis stays nice and stable. I don't want you twisting too much in that lower back. So I want the core control coming from the center. And imagine that you are either with your toes or your heel, just drawing circles on the ceiling. Okay, this is for hip mobility. You can take a hand and feel that hip moving if that's what you need to feel that connection. It's a really helpful way of teaching the body. And then we're going to rotate in the opposite direction. Okay. Okay, bending that knee, coming in, chin to chest, stretch the other toes out and away from you, and really hug that knee in towards you so you feel a bit of an inner thigh stretch between the 2 legs. Okay, and lengthen away. Inhale, and then exhale, switch over. Okay. And then we're going to take this leg up to the ceiling, lower the head down, open the arms out to the side, rotating the palms up, feeling that stability across the shoulders. So you want to feel nice and angled here, because this is the part of your torso that's going to be grounded to the floor. Okay, so you're either pointing the toes, or you've got the foot in flexion if you want a deeper hamstring action here. So we're going to go 5 circles in one direction. And you just really want to be feeling it in that hip. So everything is working hard, hard, hard here in the top core to stay stable. Make sure those ribs are coming down nice and soft, closing together. Okay, and the circles can be just very small at the, at this point. And then we're going to reverse. Keep that leg just moving in the socket, trying not to be rocking too much from side to side. And you might feel it pinching on the outer hip at some point if you're sort of getting it a little bit right. Okay, and then bring that knee in. Cool, chin to chest and lengthen up, pointing the toes away. Inhale and exhale, uncurl and roll back down. Okay, feet are in a bent position. And then we're going to rotate over to the side for some sideline work. Okay, so you can either have your hand up here, but I recommend probably starting from a position here where your arm is underneath. The palm is again rotated up, and you're just leaning on your head here. If you need to put a cushion or anything to support you so you can keep a bit more in line with your spine there, that's a really good idea. So you can have that support, a towel or something, okay? And then otherwise I want your hips stacked on top of one another and your ribs stacked on top of one another. So now flexing into the lower spine like that and pushing the ribs out. Just keep those ribs nice and closed down together, tucked in, and the hips are not going to stay nice and steady. We're going to lift the top foot up, okay? And then we're going to actually only to hip height. And then we're just going to lower and lift the bottom leg up to the top. So what you're going to do here is you're going to keep the hip flexors and hip abductors working to keep this leg stationary. And then this bottom leg is going to be going up and down for 10. So it only comes down to the mat very softly, okay? So it's not going to stay there, and it just goes up and down. Okay, so let's do 5 more. This can be a very easy exercise if you're not switched on in the right places. So if you feel that something's too easy, then you know in Pilates that you've kind of not switched on something. So if your inner thighs are working here, then it's going to be quite tricky to achieve that. Keep that core nice and engaged, and you're not arching into your back to lift these legs, okay? You're keeping them nice and level, okay? Bend the knees, give yourself a little bit of a pat, okay? And then we're going to take this top leg, and then we're going to take both legs up now, okay? And then we're going to inhale, and on the exhale, we're going to lift both legs up and then lower them down, okay? So we're moving more from the abdominals now. This is the abdominals are controlling this lift, so feel that next time you lift. So inhaling to prepare, lengthen. Want you to lengthen through those toes and keep that spine nice and long and keep those hips over one another. If your balance is an issue here, feel free to bring your legs a little bit more forward, like so you're looking like a banana shape. Won't affect what you're doing with the core, it's just easier for balance, okay? So you're going to inhale and exhale, lift, okay? Inhale, exhale, lift. I find it easier going longer that way, okay? Inhaling. Make sure you've got a gap between your abdominals and the mat as well underneath, okay? So that you've got that, you're actually really balancing on your ribs and your hips, and lower down, okay? 8 more. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great, bend those knees, give yourself a break. And then we're going to lengthen both legs out. Lower the one so you've got the support against the floor. Think about the arch between your hips and your ribs, okay? So draw that core a little bit more, engage the glutes, and we're going to do 8 circles on the out breath. So we're going to inhale, and during that one out breath, you're going to do 8 circles into this hip. So we're going to inhale and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? Inhaling and then exhaling, reverse it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, flex and point the foot. Okay, bend, and we're going to sit up, push ourselves up to seated, and then switcheroo over to the other side. Okay, and we'll just take it from the top again. So, set up, make sure your hand is under your head, and if you want a cushion in between there to make it a little bit more comfortable, that's fine. Make sure you're stacked, ribs over ribs, hips over hips, so you're not wobbling backwards and forwards. And we're going to inhale and then exhale, lifting the top leg to hip height, okay? Lengthen that leg away from you as well, so that you've got that nice length between here. You don't want to ever feel that those, between the ribs and the hips are closing down, okay? We're not lifting the leg higher enough up for that. Okay, and you just want to lengthen that leg away, and you'll feel more space between here. You'll arch on the underside as well, so a little bit of a magic trick. Okay, and then we're going to lift and lower the bottom leg. So work hard to keep this leg in place, and then we'll work hard to lift this one at the same time. So double whammy working. Okay, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lower both legs. Okay, inhaling and exhaling, lifting up. Let's go straight into the next one, and we're going to go up and then down, okay? And then lifting up together, down together. So trying to keep it in one straight line, keeping that arch between the ribs and the hips, lifting up and down. Only lightly touching with the hand here, or you can have your hand here. Okay, lifting up and down. Okay, and I think we do 5 more. 1, 2, not very high, just a little lift. That's all you need to get that core working. 4, 5, 6. Oh, we did 11, sorry. Bend the knee, give yourself a pat, and then lengthen both legs out so we do our circles, okay? So we're lengthening, keeping that nice alignment, and we're just going to inhale to lift the leg, and exhale, we're going to go in one direction. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to reverse. Inhale, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, bend those knees in now. Okay, and then we are going to come onto pushing ourselves up to seated. And yeah, feet are nice and relaxed, knees are under hips, hands underneath your shoulders. And we're just going to tuck that tailbone under, round up through the spine, curl the neck down between leg and neck, just kind of drop between the arms. And really try and expand between the shoulder blades. Breathe in and then exhale, sending that tailbone back long away from you, lengthening through the upper body and then lifting the chest and the neck here. Inhaling, curling round, and exhaling, lifting back up. Okay. And tucking that tailbone under, really sort of breathing into the back of the ribs. So you separate those shoulder blades and exhale. Lifting up head and heart. Tucking underneath, inhaling and exhaling. Okay, and then we're going to come into this position here. So we're going to be, one leg is 90 degrees in front of us, and the other leg we're going to have right directly underneath us. So we're going to stretch into this hip flexor here. So we're going to tuck, so you take your tailbone and tuck it under here. So you've got a bit more of an opening in the hip flexor here. And then we're going to just take the arm on the side of the hip flexor that's opened up. So I'll come and face you now so you see what on earth I'm talking about. Sorry, no head. And then we're going to lift this arm up and over. Shame, I'll give you a better demonstration than that. So you can actually do again. Nice to see you all. Okay, and then lifting up. So tuck the tailbone under, really leaning into the spine. Yeah, and then lifting up and over. Okay, really get that nice stretch to the side of the body. And breathe. Inhaling and exhaling. Lower it down. Okay, and then we're just going to stretch out, straighten out this bottom leg, and then we're going to lean forward and feel that stretch into the back of the hamstring. Okay, so you're really sitting into that seat now. Okay, with both, like with your hips, just lean into the back. Get a little bit of a lower back stretch here, and your hands are placed in front of you next to your feet. Okay, and then you're just going to lengthen down. Inhaling, keep the shoulders relaxed, chin drop down a little. And now you're going to flex. You're going to just point forward onto the toes and then flex back into the heel. So you're going to point forwards towards the toes and move slightly forward, and then flex back into the heel. Okay, just give me a little demonstration here. Okay, so we're just rocking backwards and forwards like that, okay? If that works for you. If that's too tight for your hamstrings, we're just trying to release them. And then just hold it here in a flex position. And breathe. Sit a little bit lower into those hamstrings if you can. Inhaling and exhaling. Come back up. Okay, and switch legs around. So, other leg is 90 degrees here. Tuck that tailbone under, so we're really opening up into the opposite hip flexor. And just lean a bit forward, okay? Lengthen up to the spine, lifting up to the chest. And then we're going to lean over. So, arching, so the head and the arms stay parallel to each other. And you're just really feeling that stretch between hips and ribs all the way through to the fingertips. Okay, coming back down, and we're just going to send our weight into our tailbones and lift our heel up. Okay, and breathe here. Inhaling exhaling, relaxing at the shoulders, inhaling, exhaling, feel all that burn, inhaling, exhaling, and now rocking backwards, pointing the toes and flexing, pointing and flexing, pointing and flexing. And bend, come back up. We're going to come back up now, and I'm going to just do one more stretch with you, but it's also going to be a little bit of a balance challenge. So we're going to take one leg, we're going to do this with the other leg, we're going to sit down into our glutes, okay? If you need a wall or a chair, that's fine. You can also do this on your back with your knees bent on the floor. That's way more comfortable. Work for what's more comfortable for you. I just give you variety. And a little bit of off balance there coming out of it. Inhaling and then exhaling over to the other side. So try and keep it nice and even and centered through the weight. Okay, and then just sit back into your tailbone so you feel that stretch in the glutes. You can put a bit of pressure on the crossed over leg if you want to open out and feel a bit deeper into that glute. Same thing as if you're on your back doing it. Inhaling, exhaling. Okay, lower down. Okay, so we're going to just reach up now. And then we're going to swoosh down, bend and stretch. Bend and stretch. We're going to walk the hands a little bit forward and then push ourselves into a downward dog for the last time. Okay, shoulders nice and wide so they're not pinching. Okay, and feel that stretch all the way up the calves and into the back of the legs. And then just bend both legs together and stretch it up. And bend and stretch it up. And then we're going to walk our feet to our hands. We're going to inhale, let the spine drop, just hold on to your elbows. Inhaling, exhaling. And then we're going to inhale, rotate over to one side, bending at the knees a little. Inhale back to center, rotating onto the other side. Inhaling back to the center, pushing up through the legs, lifting up the toes, push them back down so you feel nice and evenly dispersed, your weight evenly dispersed to your feet. And then curl yourself back up, tucking the tailbone under, using your abdominals, squeezing your glutes, and lifting vertebra by vertebra until you're nicely renewed and energized. And we're just going to widen our legs into a big squat and swoosh with the arms and then come back out. And then swoosh with the arms and then come back out. And then we're just going to stand feet hip width apart and just rotate from side to side. You can give yourself a smack as well, a little bit of a well done pat if that feels good. That helps sort of lymphatic drainage as well if you want to go into it. But also that's a nice swinging motion. Do a little bit of bend and swing, bend and swing. And then we're just going to take ear up to shoulder, shoulder up to ear, and reverse it. And that's it. And then one more coming round.